All this talk about AI bubble, but what is bubble really? Well, physically, it's just a thin film of liquid wrapped around a pocket of gas with the pressure inside slightly higher than outside. And because that film is super thin and fragile, the whole thing is pretty unstable. It can get big, look very impressive, and then go pop very fast.
Market bubble is basically the same principle, just with emotions and Excel. The gas inside is hype, money, and FOMO. As long as that belief holds, the bubble lives. When it collapses, it can drag markets down with it. So, will AI grow or will it burst? Are we in an AI bubble?
That is the question.
Believe it or not, but the railways were the AI of 19th century. Everybody invested in anything that had railway in the name. New lines were planned everywhere, including those that were leading in the middle of nowhere. Like Lochte line that was leading to Lochte with a population of whole 7 people and 2 horses. Too many lines, but not enough profit. Confidence broke and stocks collapsed. And then we have a dot-com bubble at the edge of millennium. Investors loved anything .com. Many new online businesses appeared and they were all going to the moon.
No, no, no!
And they truly were, on paper. In reality, some big players inflated their numbers with round-trip deals, throwing money on each other's projects and counting it as revenue on both sides. At the same time, others were laying massive amounts of so-called dark fiber, network capacity that nobody really needed or ordered. So a lot of it was just empty pipes and recycled money. So is this happening now? Are we really in such a bubble?
Let's hear the arguments of both sides. Are you ready to rumble? In the left corner, believes in strong market, bull. And in the right corner, cautious about hype, bear. Round 1. Who do we trust?
So much talk about the AI bubble, and honestly, it seems legit, like even some Altman admits it, and the guy from Big Short.
Well, everyone's yelling bubble. Michael Burry, YouTubers, random linking gurus. That doesn't really make it through. Those people have predicted 10 of the last 2 crashes. Like broken watch shows the right time twice a day, right?
Round 2. Valuation.
But it is not just vibes, is it? Look at the gap between the valuation and paying customers. Netflix has over 300 million paying subscribers and it is valued just a bit over 400 billion, while OpenAI has a revenue just around 10 billion a year and it's already valued at 500 billion.
But you're comparing a 20-year-old subscription business to a hyper-growth infrastructure shift. Early on, the multiples always look insane. They looked insane for Amazon in 2001. In 2020, Tesla was worth over 10 times over Ford and selling a fraction of the cars. It's normal.
Round 3. Is it 1999 again?
And the money circle stinks. Nvidia sells GPUs to cloud providers like Oracle. Cloud providers then rent them back to AI companies and everybody books AI revenue in the books. And the same dollar just keeps spinning around and it smells same as 1999 circle of web deals.
Well, yes, but back then we ended up with tons of dark fiber that nobody used. Today, the top GPUs are still hard to get. Companies are fighting for the capacity. There isn't a warehouse full of H100s gathering dust. As long as the hardware is actually in use, it's not the same. And look at the companies driving this. Nvidia, the cloud players, the top AI labs. These are strong players. That's how the tech platforms usually look. A few giants and a long tail of building on top. It was the same with cloud and mobile, and those are not bubbles.
Or it is a warning sign. A tiny group controls almost all the value. That is very close, again, to the dot-com days when a small club held most of the market cap. That kind of concentration, in my understanding, is a red flag.
Round 4. The Warren Buffett test.
How about the Buffett test? Simple business, understandable, predictable cash flows. Half of these AI names fail on question 1. If you can't reasonably explain how investors ever get their money back, it's probably speculation.
Well, Buffett also kind of skipped most of the internet, right? Hard to value stuff doesn't automatically equal bubble.
Round 5. Code red.
Fine, but just look at OpenAI. They've raised insane amount of capital. They're still in the red numbers, and now their CEO, Sam Altman, has literally sent a code red memo pausing other projects just to fight Gemini and Anthropic. Seems they might not be doing so well.
Sure, but OpenAI itself isn't AI, right? They're just one player. Anthropic, xAI, Google, Meta, the whole ecosystem is bigger than just one CEO in the code red mode.
Round 6. Real implementation.
Real changes are happening inside companies. Anthropic, for instance, looked at over 100,000 Claude conversations and found people finished tasks about 80% faster. They estimate that if tools like this spread, they could roughly double the US productivity growth in the next decade.
Well, at the same time, MIT says about 95% of enterprise AI projects fail to deliver any measurable business impact. The money never shows up in the profits, and that's not a revolution yet.
Round 7. The scaling laws.
People used to worship scaling laws. Just make the models bigger and everything gets better, right? Now even researchers talk about scaling limits for the LLMs, like more parameters and more data give smaller and smaller gains. And if the tech curve flattens, the money curve just can't keep going straight up, right?
That doesn't mean AI is over. It just means that the version 1 is maturing. Now you've got new architectures, agents, tools calling solutions. We're shifting from the first wave into the next one.
So what if it burst? Right now, Nvidia is worth approximately the same as GDP of Germany. So if the AI sentiment really cracked and Nvidia fell down .com styles, let's say 70–80%, it would wipe out the value of one major European market.
So even if AI is in the bubble phase, like railway or .comware, history is pretty clear. The bubble pops, a lot of projects die, but the main core stuff remains.
We still use trains, we still use the internet, we will keep using AI. Nobody is putting that baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Even if today's AI valuations turn out to be fake, the underlying shift will unlikely disappear. And that's where it really matters for many startups and companies.
We recommend our clients with AI agentic implementations to make sure that they always deliver some cost saving, or alternatively, they leverage their teams to deliver more results out of their work.
The real question for businesses isn't only is this AI bubble, but also when the phone goes away, which AI solution will stay and still be running?
Bubbles kill stories and valuations. They don't kill useful solutions. If you want to know more how AI can help your companies, check out the Actum Digital website.
In any case, AI isn't a monster. It's a monstera. Give it a good governance and it grows. If this AI garden interests you, follow AI Monstera for more.